Hello and welcome. Before we begin, we'd like to share something with you quickly. Did you know that over 95% of our viewers aren't subscribed to the channel? We completely understand. Life gets busy and sometimes it's easy to forget. But here's the thing. Subscribing is completely free and it truly helps us to continue creating the content you enjoy. So why not take a moment to hit that subscribe button now and join our community? It only takes a second, but it makes a world of difference to us. Thank you for your support. And now, let us begin. Good evening, Britain, and welcome to Alert View. In the world of politics, there are mistakes and there are catastrophic errors. And then there are those rare dark moments that transcend mere political blunders to become a stain on the conscience of an entire nation. Tonight, we are standing on the precipice of one such moment. Behind the closed doors of Downing Street, a crisis is unfolding that may not just be a political slip-up, but an absolute betrayal of trust.
It's more than that, Jameis. It's a story of judgment and accountability, and of the long shadows the past casts upon the present. What happens when the man appointed to represent Britain's values in the most important capital city in the world is revealed to have deep and disturbing ties to one of the most monstrous criminals of the modern age? This is no longer a hypothetical question. This is the shocking reality facing Prime Minister Keir Starmer tonight. And the question on everyone's lips is not just, how did this happen, but what is being kept from us?
Let's be perfectly clear for our viewers at home, because the details here are simply appalling. The Prime Minister appointed Lord Peter Mandelson as Britain's ambassador to the United States, and now newly published documents from the Jeffrey Epstein files have revealed that Lord Mandelson was not just an acquaintance of Epstein, he once described him as his best pal. Not just a casual remark, Amelia, but a written testament to a close relationship.
Best pal, James. Let those words sink in. This was not a slip of the tongue at a cocktail party. These words were written in a 10-page birthday message sent from Mandelson to Epstein in 2003. Imagine that. 10 full pages. This is no polite pleasantry. It is evidence of a deep and intimate friendship. And the story gets significantly worse, as the letter included references to leaving Epstein with interesting friends to entertain, naming, incredibly, Ghislaine Maxwell, the woman now serving a prison sentence for her role in Epstein's heinous crimes.
And this is precisely what the Conservative MP Richard Holden targeted in what can only be described as a political vivisection live on air. He didn't just criticize the decision, he dismantled it piece by piece, exposing a vast chasm at the heart of this government. Holden insisted that there are incredibly serious questions that must be answered, and he poses the question that ought to be echoing through the halls of power: did the Prime Minister know about this documented relationship before he handed Mandelson the keys to our embassy in Washington?
And there lies the core of the scandal, doesn't it? This is the inescapable trap for Keir Starmer. Let's consider the two options, both of which are disastrous. Option 1, he knew. He knew about Mandelson's documented friendship with Epstein, and yet he decided this was an appropriate man to represent us. That doesn't just represent a catastrophic failure of judgment. It shows an utter contempt for the values of integrity and accountability. Option 2, he didn't know. And that perhaps is even worse, for it paints our Prime Minister as dangerously incompetent, unaware of matters vital to our national security, and presiding over a vetting process so flawed it failed to detect an obvious ticking time bomb.
Holden pressed this point relentlessly. How, in this day and age, could the vetting process for such a crucial diplomatic post miss this information? We are talking about a position that grants access to our closest military, diplomatic, and intelligence secrets with our most important ally. The idea that these links were not investigated at the highest levels is either ludicrous or utterly terrifying. It paints a picture of either gross negligence or a deliberate cover-up.
And the Downing Street spokesman insists that all due process was followed. That official response, James, reassures no one. It only fuels public anger. It makes things worse. If due process overlooks a close, documented relationship with Jeffrey Epstein, then it means our system of security and vetting is fundamentally broken. Are they asking us to believe that MI5, MI6, the diplomatic corps, and the government's vetting systems all failed to spot this? It beggars all belief.
Then we come to the reaction of Lord Mandelson himself, who waited a very long time before speaking. He finally broke his silence to describe the letters as very embarrassing to see and to read. Amelia, embarrassing is spilling your coffee on your shirt, describing a notorious paedophile as your best pal, and then getting appointed to represent Britain in America is a diplomatic catastrophe and a moral collapse.
And his defense was weaker still. He claimed he was deceived by Epstein and that the relationship had become an albatross around his neck. But this raises an even more serious question. If he knew this friendship was an albatross, why did he not fully and frankly disclose it during the vetting process for the ambassadorship? That silence now looks like a calculated deception. This is not some naive man, James. This is a seasoned political engineer, one of the masterminds of New Labour. The idea that he was an innocent victim is an insult to the intelligence of the British people.
But here, deep in this story, lies something darker still. Mandelson himself has indicated that further embarrassing revelations are likely to emerge in the coming weeks. Think about that for a moment. Our ambassador to the United States is warning us that there are more secrets about to be exposed. What could possibly be worse than this? Are we talking about more letters, photographs, flight logs? The Prime Minister is not just dealing with the current scandal, he has been warned that more damaging information is probably on its way. It's a political time bomb, and he is the one who planted it at the very heart of our relationship with America.
And this comes at the worst possible time for the government. They are fresh from the resignation of the Deputy Prime Minister Angela Rayner over a tax scandal. They are facing record numbers of channel crossings and a massive petition demanding an immediate election. And now this. It isn't just a bad week at the office, James. It is a pattern of chaos and incompetence. They promised integrity and competence, but what we're seeing is the very opposite. It is a government that appears to be losing control.
The international impact is profoundly serious. Imagine the conversations taking place in Washington right now, in the White House, at the State Department. America, our closest ally, now has to deal with a British ambassador who was sending intimate birthday letters to one of the notorious criminals in modern American history. This does not build trust, it demolishes it. It places Britain in an embarrassing position on the world stage, at a time when we need to be strong and credible more than ever.
And this brings us to the real question everyone should be asking tonight. This scandal is bigger than Peter Mandelson. It is about the judgment of Keir Starmer. It reveals a pattern of reckless decisions and failed scrutiny that puts our national security and our international reputation at risk. They promise to be different from previous governments, but they are making the same mistakes, only in a more spectacular fashion.
It is a crisis of confidence at its very core. Confidence in our vetting process, confidence in our Prime Minister's judgment, and confidence in the ability of this government to make the crucial decisions that affect every single one of us. And with Mandelson's warning that more secrets are about to be unearthed, this story is far from over. In fact, it may have only just begun.
And this leaves us with one direct question for you, our viewers. Given what has been revealed and what may yet be revealed, what do you believe is worse? A prime minister so incompetent that he did not know about these dangerous links, or a prime minister who knew about them but decided to ignore them anyway?
Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. We want to hear what you think. And if you believe these are questions that demand answers and that the British people deserve transparency, then make sure you subscribe to Alert View and ring that notification bell. We will not stop asking the hard questions.
Because the truth, as always, is more complex than the official narrative, and we will keep digging to find it. Stay vigilant.